Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the discussion of critical theory. Today, in this video, we are going to talk about postmodernism. Postmodernism is a movement that exists from 1960 almost till date. Postmodernism is a term usually applied to the period in literature and literary theory since the 1960s, though some regard postmodernism as the prevailing intellectual mood since World War II ended in 1945. Postmodernism is a term which moves in all directions, ranging from anything to anything in the post industrial world. It is used not only by the literary theorists but also by politicians, scientists, philosophers, media theorists, socialists, and the feminist scholars. Postmodernism is a set of practices, it is a set of the mind of the society coming after modernism. It is used with the design of, greeting, or maybe the structure of a film, or maybe a TV commercial, or a layout of a page in fashion magazine, or maybe a decoration in the room, arrangement of the furniture. It could be anything. It is also used in the field of knowledge as well as metaphysics. Let's try and understand what this is. In postmodernism, one gets hyphenated postmodernism, post-modernism, and also non-hyphenated postmodernism. Hyphenated postmodernism, as we have seen in post-structuralism also, hyphenated postmodernism means the period following in the chronological order after modernism. So postmodernism is that period that comes after modernism, is with hyphen. Non-hyphenated postmodernism, according to Lyotard, elaborates the conviction that it is both possible and necessary to break with the tradition or maybe constitute new ways of living and thinking. Postmodernism, in this sense, without hyphen, is the cancellation of modernism. The same logic applies to post-structuralism as well. With hyphen, it is continuation. Without hyphen, it is cancellation. As post-structuralism was both continuation and cancellation, postmodernism also is both continuation of modernism because chronologically it comes after modernism, and also a cancellation of modernism because whatever the early as well as high structure modernism proposes, the postmodernism opposes. The term was coined first by Arnold Toynbee in 1939 in his book that is published as The Study of History, Volume 1. Postmodernism is a state of mind that is related to the contemporary life. Numerous philosophers, critics, and writers can be seen as the precursors of this cultural aesthetic approach, which is called as postmodernism. Essentially, it discards the unity in everything. It believes in the fragmentation and plurality. Postmodernism encourages every nuance of expression and believes in openness, as is presented by Martin Heidegger, Walter Benjamin, Bertolt Brecht, George Louis, Roland Barthes, and various others. Unlike other avant-garde or progressive movements in the modernism, postmodernism rejects the metaphysical underpinnings of the Western thought and culture at the very deepest level. Postmodernism is characterized by strikingly radical and skepticism towards all aspects of Western culture, the impetus for which many practitioners of postmodernism trace back to the writings of the 19th century philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Postmodernism was initiated by Jean-Francois Lyotard through his very famous book, The Postmodern Condition, A Report of Knowledge. The other philosophers of postmodernism could be John Baudrillard, Gerson Habermas, Frederick Jameson, Gilles Deleuze, and Felix Guattari, whom we'll be seeing. Postmodernism is different from modernism in many respects. Modernism expressed lamentation over the loss of certain elements of modernity. Modernism exhibits a desire for order, albeit a new form of order in its aesthetics, while postmodernism celebrates the loss of certain values of modernity. Postmodernism, coming in the wake of yet another world war, abandons the search for totality and sets out to particularize, question, and subverts everything. Postmodernism offers no suggestion of anything like a comprehensive substitute to the worldview. Number one. Secondly, modernism never believes in the coming together of mass art and class art, the low and high art, popular culture and bourgeois culture, while postmodernism believes in the slogan cross the border and close the gap. It's a very beautiful sentence which talks about the bridging up of the gap between everything and anything is being seen. So the gap between these two types of arts need to be bridged up according to postmodern philosophy. Number three, modernism makes a search for the depth and the inward. Postmodernism believes in simulation and surface reality. Postmodernism means to make a clear break with the past in the sense that the past and its way of looking at the world become the subject of satirical as well as sarcastic play of the historical figures, texts, and ideologies. Postmodernism presents a final disillusionment with the Western culture, preconceptions, and indulges in the merciless rethinking of history, pedagogy, and aesthetics in literature, the visual arts, and architecture. Thus, these disillusionment peaked in the culturally and politically rebellious years of the 1960s, during which time the prestige of the United States, a Puritan champion of traditional Western values, was called into question by the protracted, brutal, and ultimately unsuccessful interventionist war in Southwest Asia. By the same token, postmodernism, in the days after the end of the Cold War of 1945 till 1989, is no closer to offering directions but asserts only its prerogation to questions infidelity and to subvert. Finally, postmodernism refers to the virtually all non traditional literature that is written in the years of the World War II. So, postmodernism celebrates a variety of culture, history, people, etc. And it believes completely in fragmentation and petite voices. Petite voices are small voices from the marginal, structure. Postmodernism opposes monolithic nature of the art and promotes polylithic nature of the entire world. It opposes the Enlightenment philosophy of Francis Bacon that believes in the true sovereignty of man lies hidden in knowledge. Postmodernism questions all the cornerstone ideas of the modernism and the Enlightenment philosophers, like oneness, togetherness, upholding a particular culture, man to be superior, white to be superior, West to be superior, and so on. So it questions which man. The moment you say man, which man? Black, white, east, west, women, lesbian? Many more can follow into it. So postmodernism gives a way to the expression of all these minority voices. It dismisses the universalization and totalization as the post-structuralism also does. If you remember, it also challenges the ideas of truth. What is truth? Truth is according to the upper caste or lower, white or black, man or woman, the ruler or being the ruled. It questions everything. So it questions truth, it questions nation, it questions culture, knowledge, and so on, and challenges the unity in humanity. Postmodernism opposes legitimization of cultures, and it believes in the diversity and pluralism of human existence on this planet. Postmodernism promotes electronic equipment and the reality that is presented through television, computers, CDs, satellites, and now internet. We live in an era of virtual reality and not the factual reality. It is an age of information and computers. And Jean Baudrillard's Simulacra and Simulations is a very beautiful essay emphasizing the era in which we live, which is completely postmodern. It also points out the world to be a global village, with Jean-Francois Lyotard's postmodern condition. This is a very famous essay of Lyotard. He presents and says that the world is a close-knit village where everything of anything is possible staying in India. Staying in India, wearing Japanese dress, maybe eating Italian pizza and Chinese noodles, enjoying the pictures of America on the television of Korea, is what exactly a postmodern condition is, which is all possible, staying in a place like India and in Nanded also. This is what is called as the postmodern condition, according to Lyotard. Postmodernism also cancels the authority of the author, and the author becomes a mere writer, and the work of art becomes a mere text, as we saw in Rola Barthes' very beautiful essay, Death of the Author. To sum up, postmodernism cancels all kinds of rationality and universality. It challenges the totalization of knowledge. It accepts the decline of faith in the keynotes of the Enlightenment philosophy, believes in pieces, believes in fragmentation, believes in petite voices, and seeks local as well as provisional, and hence propagates all forms of knowledge, information, cultures, and identities. Postmodernism accepts surface reality as well as deep reality, and it's a critique of legitimization. Postmodernism has the attitude that is shaped by new sciences, consumerist displacement, electronic advancement, globalization, liberalization, privatization, and internet era. And hence, post structuralism and postmodernism almost believe the same. Did you realize? They believe in the death of the man, death of God, death of history, death of metaphysics. Plurality in everything is celebrated, and all established icons are rejected, both by structuralism and by postmodernism. So, in general, postmodernism is an intellectual, philosophical, and theoretical enterprise that seeks to understand and explain the state of postmodern condition. It does not distinguish between high and low cultures, and it has a state of distraction with the thinkers and the expressions like Jean-Francois Lyotard's postmodern condition, Jean Baudrillard's simulations and hyperreality, Stuart Hall's questions of identity and culture, added with the ideas of Frederick Jameson, Jason Habermas, Gilles Deleuze, Felix Guattari, John Barth, and Ehab Hassan. We could see that postmodernism has influenced all the branches of knowledge. In geography, with the write ups of Edward Sawyer, international relations with James Derain, sociology with Anthony Giddens, law with Mary Frug, politics with John Urry and Scott Lash. The emphasis on the local, marginal, and anti foundational, anti hegemonic has helped in the development of resistance. Theories of gay and lesbian theories, postmodernism, literal theories, and cultural theories are very recent trends in literature. Thank you very much for being a part of this very elaborated discussion on postmodernism. Bye for now.